And here we are once again in the freezing cold Suckhole Studios for another exciting episode of the Super Suck Hour. Oh! My name's the Super Sucklord, and we are once again in situ with the Suckmom reading Drummer Magazine. Sarah Wang, she's the girl from uptown, downtown, and everywhere in between. She's worldwide. We got the dream team on the scheme, Lamour Supreme. You know what I mean? Jcorp in the place to be. She's still doing it. Different jacket this episode, or? Okay, good for you. And once again, ready to stunt, never gonna front, Nasty Neil. Hello. This is the Super Suck Hour Clubhouse edition, which basically means we've been drinking all night and we're a little fucked up and we're probably going to be a little more sloppy and rambunctious, so we just write it off as being part of the story. And also Nasty Neil cooks some food for us. You can find us on all the fucking stupid social media shit you can shake your dick at the Super Suck Hour. And you can send us hate mail. We really want more hate mail. And you can also make donations on the website, suckadelic.com/suckhour. No the in that situation. Episode sponsor. Today, we have no sponsor. That's right. We don't have anybody that give us anything free or didn't give us no money for this episode, and it's a goddamn shame. So if you're out there, you're some person, an entrepreneur, a businessman, a creator, somebody that has something to offer, whether it be art, music, food, alcohol, money, anything you want us to consume or endorse on the program, we can make a deal with you. You either have to suck our dick or give us money, or give us something we actually want, like stickers or beer. And if you want to donate something to the show for free, we'll consume it. But if it sucks, we're not going to hesitate to tell you it sucks. But if you slip us a couple of bucks, it's the best thing in the whole fucking world.
He will do anything you want.
I will do anything.
Sucklord will do anything for money.
I will put anything in my mouth.
Be imaginative. Yeah. Run it by me. I'm his mother. I'll okay it.
That's right. And you can let us know what your freaky, kinky, pervy, stupid idea is at suckhour@suckadelic.com. And find us on Snapchat, Sucklord66, etc., etc. Stick it up your ass. We'll give everyone else's social media at the end, or you probably know it already. It's not hard. Now, today, I would like to discuss something that's in the news. Dear to my heart. There was a recent...
Through the back door.
Yes. Don't give it away. There was a recent kerfuffle.
No, I sell it. How about that?
Sell it. Help me spool this out here. This was a few weeks ago, so it's the story's a little bit cold, but I think the themes are timeless. But a few weeks ago, there was a little bit of kerfuffle on Twitter with Kanye West getting into some argument with some rapper and some girl and something. I don't know the details, and I don't really care. I think people that pay attention to that shit are idiots.
Hey.
Okay, I know what it was. He's talking shit to Amber Rose and Wiz Khalifa, and it just got out of hand, and everybody thought it was petty and loserish. But these are superstars doing this thing, so we just watch, we watch in shock and awe. But why this happens all the time, and I never pay attention, but in this particular case, I got involved, and I noticed because the topic of butt play came up. Amber Rose accused Kanye West in their little on their Twitter spat that he liked things up his ass. She didn't insinuate it. She said, "You got the tweet exactly what she said."
Amber Rose. Aw, Kanye West, are you mad I'm not around to play in your asshole anymore? # fingers in the booty ass bitch.
Okay, fine. That's fine. She just basically called him out for liking ass play and actually shamed him for it, And everybody was all, up in a bunch because of that. And, I thought that was interesting. I was like, what's he going to say? How's he going to respond to that? That's interesting. That's interesting. I mean, calling him out like that. I mean, we all know somebody who has those proclivities, so it's going to be interesting to see what his response is. A pretty futuristic, progressive guy. What does Kanye say in response to that?
Exes can be mad, but just know I never let them play with my ass. ... I don't do that. I stay away from that area altogether.
Now,
Yeah, right.
first of all, do we believe him?
No.
Why?
Because he defecates like all of us.
Okay. Why?
And
What?
he plays with his turds.
Okay. Why? All right. Let's.
I know for a fact.
Why,
Okay.
Sarah?
Okay. Why do you think he's lying?
Well, I just feel like he's the kind of guy who might like that. I mean, I'm
What
totally,
kind-
I'm
what
an
kind
advocate.
What kind
for
of
ass
guy
plays.
is that?
I don't know. He's just. I just feel like I feel like any guy should like ass play.
Right,
First of all,
right.
It feels good. That's your G spot. Like,
Right.
men do it.
Right.
Straight men get your girlfriends to put it up your butt.
Right, and pretty much it happens. You ass play? Yes, no. Do you want? Is it too early in the show to ask you that question? Okay, it's too early. But okay, why you think it's? Do you think it's bullshit that he likes his ass played with?
I think it's the denial that makes it feel like bullshit.
Yeah, like, what's the ... about?
Wait,
Yeah.
wait, but I love that he said that I stayed away from this area altogether.
He had to spell it out,
Because
like-
the passion at which he's denying this is actually incredibly on brand
And
for,
did you
for Kanye West.
Is it? I don't know, because did you also see that guy where some fan confronted him? There was like a little TMZ Vine video where
He turned around and tried to punch.
he
the
got
dude.
really angry, and I was just like, obviously he likes it, because he wouldn't obviously be this defensive.
He would have laughed.
Yeah, but the thing is, it was disappointing because, like you were saying, you were getting at. I think this is an important issue. I'm not really here to talk about Kanye West per se. I really want to talk about male anal sensuality. That's the topic of this show. But as an entry point, I wanted to bring this up and because it's like he's a worldwide celebrity. People listen to what he say. He sets trends. His attitudes toward things. Other people follow. And he's been such a weirdly futuristic guy on so many other topics. He's never really been afraid to be different or weird. I mean, he brought pink shirts into hip hop. I mean, it's like nobody, now.
I think Cameron did that.
Really? Okay, fine. But he definitely brought. He's never been afraid to be a weirdo, right? And I would think that this would be an opportunity. Am I misreading him? Because I would have thought that if he was being on brand, he would have been like, owned up to something like that. Or been. No, am I wrong? Am I missing the point
Hip-hop
here?
community.
It's
Yeah,
as a
it's the
rapper,
hip-hop
you
community.
can't-
You
But
can't-
he's not a
like it,
regular
but-
rapper. He's like
no,
a.
it doesn't matter. He's
But
still in
that's
that
the
community.
reason why Amber Rose attacked him with that. Like,
Yeah.
that was a good move on her part, because she knows that
But
he has to deny it.
Don't you
and to-
think he could have been a genius and owned it and been like took it back and just been like not let that get to him? Like, yeah, you did it real good. I love the way you ate my ass, Amber Rose. It's like, I would love to have Amber Rose eat my ass. Are you kidding me? I would be happy
wouldn't
to
have
See,
liked
this is
to
the
see
thing,
that.
though.
What?
I think he might have experienced it. Amber Rose brought it to him. Never experienced it before. May have made him experience it when he was least suspecting, or whatever. So it's kind of like, and it's probably a subject that Kanye kind of wasn't ready to face when it was done to him or whatever. But he enjoyed it some deep way.
So internally conflicted, therefore denying.
Exactly.
I guess I just found it disappointing because because I've always felt that and it's also there's a lot of homophobia in there somewhere. I think there's a lot of bottom shaming, at least. She's calling him like a booty ass bitch or whatever, as if somehow there's something wrong with a man liking his ass played with.
Well, no, okay, there's some more backstory that we're missing.
Okay.
He's been talking smack about Amber Rose
Yeah, he's been
since
slut-shaming her
their
and all
breakup.
that.
He
Yeah.
slut shames her. He was with her for how many years? 2 years.
Yeah, he called her a stripper, and
Which she was, which is fine, but you were with her, so once
Yeah.
you're with somebody, you're on the same level as them when you lay down with someone.
Okay, fine.
So why are you slut shaming this woman that you used to love? And he also said stuff about her son, which you just don't.
Yeah,
go
I
there.
know that.
And that's why she was driven to that point
But
to finally
I guess,
reveal.
but that's why I don't give a shit. That's why I don't give a shit about Kanye West. I'm just more interested in the fact, why is saying he likes his ass played with an insult in this culture? Because if she said, "Yeah, Kanye, you really like getting your dick sucked, don't you?" That's not an insult, right?
Yes, he would have lost his
Would have
creds
loved that,
with
but
the
but he likes
rappers.
his ass played with, and that's something you
It's
can
a
use
power
against
thing.
him.
It's a power
because
thing. If
that's
it
a
was-
hip hop community,
Yeah,
and
you lose
they're
all
all
your
masculine.
But why is
and,
everybody so afraid of the ass in the first place?
Hello, it's a homophobe culture.
Right.
You get that? I mean,
Yeah, but we're
It's-
living in the future now.
Right, but I think
all
that
the
Not that
rappers-
far.
Not that far.
Yeah, we're
Wait,
not there yet.
All
Yeah.
the
But why are
rappers
all
have
these,
to be
like-
dominant men? You have to be dominant.
Yes, it's
to
about-
admit to passivity is to be less than a woman. A woman is supposed to be passive
The pen
and
right.
receptive. But I can't imagine a hip hop admitting to being anything less than a dominant male.
Well, that's
That's
too
the
fucking.
facade that
That's
they
too
put on,
fucking
you
bad
know?
for
You know,
everybody.
It's really flashy, it's showy, it's I'm rich, I have cars, I have bitches, you know, it's...
Yeah, but
That's
it's
part of the
is
culture.
this just part of hip hop, or is this just in general? Like, you know, it's not just hip hop. I mean, I think hip hop
That's
does.
masculinity in general, yeah,
Yeah,
sure.
but okay. So what do we do about it?
Nothing.
I mean,
Attend to your
but the
own
thing is,
asshole.
we all
I
know
can
guys.
only-
never do anything about it.
Do you like having your ass played with when you're getting
No.
your dick sucked? Why? What's the problem?
Oh, it's not my thing.
How is it? Why not? You don't like
Have
the
you
way
ever
it feels?
tried it?
Has a girl
Yeah,
ever?
I don't know. As soon as they get there, it just I don't know. It just
Yeah, and you don't do it when you jerk off.
no.
Is it the way it feels, or is it the? I mean, what,
I have no time. For
when
that.
you take a
Like-
shit, does it feel good? Sometimes it's like a real good shit comes out.
And you know, some
I
of
guess
those
it feels like a good
turds
shit. I don't-
are
you
bigger
know,
than a
it doesn't-
dildo.
I don't think it feels any better than any other times.
You know, I can't imagine
a night
somebody's
after serious
smelly
drinking
finger
and
being
drinking,
that like erotic. You know what I mean? Like, you know, I like it, if it ever happened to me, like it would have just been like all I would have been thinking about is how smelly their fingers are.
Yeah, I know, but
And
I mean,
would
yeah,
just,
that's
like, lose
that's
it.
that's
I would,
my
like, kind of like
It's
lose
not
it
about the
at
smell
that
of
point.
maybe that's always the thing. I mean, I like having things shoved up my ass. I'm going to show you my favorite toy in a little while, but it's like
Did not
that's
know this.
I'm all for it for the sensuality of it. You know, it's like I've gotten past all that stuff. I like having my ass played with, but it's like for me, I'm just inhibited because of the hygiene. I play because I'm gross. You know, like I play with girls. I stick my fingers up their ass all the time. Like every girl that fucks with me, it's going there. You know.
Oh, can I tell that San Diego Comic-Con story?
And most of the time they're all clean, and if they're not, it doesn't bother me. It's like I have baby wipes handy. We go in the shower. It's just like I'm sensitive to that, and you know whatever. It's just more like I'm grossed out by my own body, but I'm not afraid of the act per se, psychologically or anything. I would love it. It's just like I haven't really been able to get my body up to speed. You know, but I'm saying, like, say somebody made this incredible machine that just turned your asshole into like the Sistine Chapel or something like that, or
It's
just
called a Japanese toilet.
okay. So then, after you come out of the Japanese toilet, would you want your ass licked?
Then I would be thinking about how dirty their mouth would be.
All right, come on, you're fucking killing it for me,
I mean,
man.
if it was like aliens and they could clean their mouths instantaneously. I
So
don't
what
know.
about eating pussy and sucking dick and kissing? You're not into any of that shit then?
No comment.
You suck, man. That's why you're in that chair for this episode. What about you, Sarah
Have you
Wang?
ever played with your own
Yeah, that's a good question.
your own dumps? Have you ever looked at it and admired it and say, "Wow"?
My dump?
Look when
butthole?
when you a bowel movement.
Well, I
your
can't see
dump.
my butt, but like
I mean-
I see
Oh,
my
or your
bowel
shit.
movements.
You should.
Now,
I'm trying to be a lady.
Yeah. They look,
Just
they look
go.
like babies.
No, but
You know,
have
giant
you ever
babies.
admired?
With like little brown abortions.
Shut up! I'm talking. Have you ever admired your leavings? Your
Of course.
defecation.
Yeah.
The beautifully
But does this
formed-
really have anything to do with anal sex?
No. If you're
Yeah.
able.
that was the last thing I would want to do if I was,
I'm able
around
to
the-
admire it.
You admire, say, "I did this."
Yeah, I gave birth to
Did
you.
you-
I've made some pretty
Have you
pretty
ever
picturesque
touched-
tours.
Have you ever touched it?
Maybe when I was a child, yes.
When did you stop touching your own shit?
When I knew that there was a certain smell that put you off to it.
It put you off. I thought everybody liked the smell of their own shit.
Not me.
Really? You don't fucking Dutch oven it in home when you're in bed? You don't lay a fart and then dive in and huff it all up? What the fuck's wrong with you?
I mean, he's.
It's one of the greatest
Gotta admit, I don't do it
experiences in
either.
life. You don't snip your own farts, Jcorp?
No.
That's the. Do you?
I like BO, like when you love someone and you're
I'm
next
not
to
talking
them
about
and
other
out,
people's
like,
farts. I'm
okay.
talking about your own farts.
No, I don't like my own farts.
You hate them, or you just
They're
indifferent to
smelly.
them? Yeah, but it's.
But they don't
yours.
bug me as much
I
as
would
other
prefer
people.
not to smell them.
Really?
But if I do, I'm
Yeah.
like,
You can just smell them no
Rails.
matter what. So it's not like I'm going like this. Oh, I need to maximize this like experience.
I do.
yeah, for real.
You're never in a car car with a bunch of people and somebody.
Oh God, that's the worst. Just the feeling
and
of that.
you say
Stuck in
somebody
the car.
cut the cheese.
But I guess the thing, yeah,
cut the
because it
cheese.
smells like
Where
cheese.
do you think that expression comes from?
I mean, I
People
get.
who appreciate it like a good cheese, you know.
Oh,
I do like
What
smelly
kind of friends
cheese.
do you have?
I mean, I guess maybe is this really what the hang up is? Is the poo poo part?
No, I don't know. I think for
Yeah.
you guys who haven't tried it, the point you're missing is the
Tell us.
point
Yes.
that
yes.
feels good, which is the prostate.
Yeah.
Like, so you guys have a prostate, girls don't. Like, anal for girls doesn't feel good, even though you guys always want to go up there.
Does it feel?
It does not feel
First of
good!
all-
Okay, no, okay.
No, girls. I know girls that enjoy
Okay,
that shit.
there are definitely are girls that enjoy that, but that's just because it's like a freaky thing, you know. It's a different hole. You can, you know,
But
it's
there's
just
no-
something
what's
different.
the
You
sen-
can enjoy it
Wait.
without having a prostate.
You can enjoy it, sure.
Sure.
But men, you guys actually have a prostate. That's like the male G spot. That's like vaginal sex for women. It's just it just feels amazing.
And how unfortunate that it's located way up your ass, you know.
It should
Your
be
G
like
spot
a
is in your
little-
vagina where you're going anyway. Like you got to
Right.
make an extra trip to your asshole and navigate the homophobia
men
and the doo-doo
ejaculate.
to get a fucking good...
yes. So when
Wait,
you're
this is
hitting
an
the
important
prostate,
Listen, dude, go ahead, but I'm way ahead of you on all this. I'll show you my toy and tell you my
okay,
technique.
I know you're familiar with this.
But this
as
is for the
well.
benefit of everybody else in the audience, and you have experience, so go on.
When you're hitting the G spot with, say, a strap-on or a dildo or anal
Talking-
toys,
The P spot?
you don't even have to touch the penis. You just ejaculate. It
Well,
feels
gay
that
guys
good.
get
It's-
off on it.
Yeah.
And, their
And it
bodies
also
are no
fits a
different
penis
from
perfectly.
I've
so-
actually developed this masturbatory technology. I'm going to show you my tool, actually.
can I just tell you, in
Yeah.
the Filipino culture, like, you know, we didn't use like toilet paper. Toilet paper wasn't like used to wipe; it was used to dry. So in every Filipino household, there'd be a little tub right next to the sink. That was called the tabo. And like majority of people that don't know Filipino culture or how clean they are, they're like, why is this freaking tub in the side of this like sink? So as growing up as Filipinos, this is how anal we are, or clean, where after every poop, we would have to fill up the tub, squat over the toilet, and with the other hand, like get some soap.
I do that. I
Not
take a
trash.
shower
And-
every
and
time I
we
take a
would, like,
shit. I get in the
just,
shower
like shower
and wash my ass.
You know, and it's like it's just a normal thing, and so you know, kind
And
of
I'm still
kind of
filthy.
associate your
No, but I think if your ass is so
anally clean.
But if your ass is so clean, you shouldn't have any problem with somebody putting a finger up there. And if they
I
do
don't
get a little
do that.
dirt on
I
their
don't
finger,
do
they
that
go to the
anymore.
badong or whatever you call it and wash their hand off. What's it called?
it's called a tabo.
A
It's little
tabo.
bucket. because
Yeah,
that's
so
how
you
they would,
keep
like-
that nearby while you get into your ass play, and you can wash your hands. Whenever I do ass shit with a girl, I always make a point, like the right hand's a vagina hand and the left hand is the ass hand, and I never mix them up. And like every intermittently as we're going on, I go to the bathroom and I wash my hands with soap and come back because I know, you know, yeah. And it's just like I take that into consideration. I still feel weird about shitting on a girl. I had a girl shit on me once and it wasn't that big of a fucking deal. It was only a little bit and it wasn't that big. No, I washed it off. I mean, it was on a condom and I threw it away. It was a little gross. It kind of killed it a little bit, but I was
My
fucking her
name's
again the
Daniel.
next night. It was fine, and it's like
The
I wanted to.
expression shithead is for
I wanted to go in her. If you want to go in the other person's ass, the person only has the obligation to be reasonably clean. And if you want to play with their ass and you get dirty, that's on you because you
Yeah, you're
went to
taking that
to the
risk.
ass area.
Yeah.
But you've been with dudes and you've fucked them in the ass with strap-ons and stuff
Yeah.
like that.
And it was really sexy. And, you know, for a girl to do it, it's like that element of role reversal, too. You get to play the dominant part for once, you know, and
Were you
the guy
as aroused? Do you think giving it?
totally,
As much
I
as
was
you would,
totally
like-
aroused. It was really
Yeah,
sexy, you know. I was wet down there. It was,
Yeah, you
Yeah.
took you were able to take that dominant role.
yeah, and it was something new, you know. And
I mean, was this something you did often or regularly? Or?
it was something I did regularly with an ex-boyfriend.
And
Yeah,
was
he-
this and when you weren't even fucking him in the ass with the strap on, were you generally putting your finger up his ass and jugging his pee and all that stuff like that, or was it just that, or?
It was mostly strap on,
Mhm.
you know. Like we went to the sex toy store and he picked out his dick that he wanted
What
to go up his
position
ass.
did you use?
You picked it out.
What position?
position?
At many positions, and it
I
was
mean,
really fun
when he
because
put his legs in the air.
sure he would lay
Yeah.
on his back, he'd have the
Yeah.
legs in the
And did it
air,
ever
he'd
get
bend
you-
Like
over?
that
And
he
did he
was
ever-
passive.
Yes,
Did he ever shit the
That
bed
is
or
the
anything like
sexy
that?
thing. When a man squeals like a woman.
And that was part of it. He was totally into that kind of
Yeah.
humiliation
It's a
thing as
turn
well.
See, I'm
when a
not
man
into
gets
any of
it
that.
and
Like, I
squeals
don't-
like a woman.
I like the orgasm because of the prostate stimulation. I don't. It doesn't have all that other associations with it. I mean,
yeah, those are just
I'll-
other fetishes.
Right.
Sex is a mental.
But there's two different
This
things
is
because I
definitely
think
the Bay
that's
Area,
where,
right?
in a way, that's why I think a lot of guys are uptight about it. One was the cleanliness for sure, and I got stories about that. But more like there's the being the submissive part, and it's like that prevent people from wanting to do it. But it's like I just like the feeling because the prostate is at the base of the penis. You have all these sort of sensitive nerve areas. You have the Y spot, the top spot, the base, the balls, the grundle, and then up there you have the rim of the asshole, and then the prostate. And in order to have like a complete orgasm, all those areas have to be stimulated at once. So if you ever want to jerk me off, this is like what you have to do. I don't go for this. I need this. I need
Very
this whole
specific.
fucking thing.
That sounds like
It's
a-
like that's why I have such a hard time.
instrument playing
I want to
with the
show
most
you this toy too. I have a hard time getting off when I'm having sex because I've just like practiced my masturbation with all my spots and all my things to like such a finite degree that like it's so complicated to make me come now, which I don't care. I don't need to come when I'm fucking. I'm really into pleasuring the other person. I can get off myself. But this is my favorite ass toy of all times, and I had to go.
Yo, my mom's like, yo, I want to listen to the show. I'm definitely never telling her where she could listen to the show.
Nick, Neil, did you know about this? That was his favorite toy.
No.
Yeah.
And
That
did
spear?
you?
No.
That's
Did
it.
you-
That's the one.
this is the one
That's the
specific
one.
one. This is the third one I've owned.
Come on, you guys never talked about ass toys before? While you guys were
It
like
wasn't my
filing,
thing anyway.
while you guys were late night in the studio, like filing some toys down, drilling some toys, drinking beers.
We're
guys
talking.
have your
We're
shirts
talking
off
about
because
it
it's
now.
hot.
No, it's like I'm not into.
Come on.
That's the
You
thing.
guys
It's
never
like
started
because
talking
I
about
like.
anal
First of all,
toys?
because I like having my ass played with doesn't mean I'm gay or into men. I
No,
want.
it's just
I want to play with my own ass or have a woman play with it. I'm not really into man ass, and I'm not into having a dude play with my
Yeah,
butt.
but you told me about your anal fantasies before. It's
Yeah,
not
I have.
uncommon,
No, it's not. We're just putting on record.
I knew this. This is his thing,
Oh,
but I never seen.
It's
that
one. It's
thing.
one
Oh,
of
like,
my
I knew
things.
this
It's not
thing.
my thing. It's a thing. But I just want. This is the Velvet Kiss. It's this.
One of his.
I
things.
bought this. These aren't that well made. That's why I'm on my third
The
one.
shitting thing I just found out.
Get me another beer. I'll get it myself.
okay, I'll take one.
Yeah. Me too.
No, this is important.
Will you put
This
that
is
down
very
and then hand me the beers though?
This is brand new. I haven't used
Oh, it's
it.
brand new. Okay, great.
I think we should pass it
I
around.
know.
Straight out of the.
Can I get
did-
one too?
I thought. Oh, I didn't know he wanted.
Oh wait. Oh yeah.
I
Thank
did
you.
you guys the service of buying a new toy. I didn't. I know I brought.
Thank you.
Hang on.
In other words, he
Here's one
didn't
of
get
those
me a
cute-
birthday present, but he got himself a new ass toy.
I bought.
Business expense.
This is how I rate.
It's the right order.
Right off.
It was a business expense. I put it on my business account. I'm gonna.
Ass toys are
Trust me.
pricey. I mean, toys.
I'm
in
going to
general.
lace you out so well.
Why?
This is all gonna pay off for you.
I'm sure
I
it will.
absolutely
Pay it off
guarantee.
already.
I
What
act.
other mother has this experience?
You're loving this. You love every minute of
I
it.
don't care.
You're being exalted and you're
That
being
is
made
true.
permanent on the record.
Yes.
You're on YouTube. You're a
And I
star.
want Jesus.
Okay. I got this first in LA when I was with a girlfriend of mine, and we bought this to play with together, and we just by accident found out that it fit real good in my asshole. And she stuck it in my ass and jerked me off, and I fucking loved it. And then after we broke up, it became my personal toy, and I used it on myself when I masturbated. I would stick it up my ass, and I'll show you how it works. It's brilliant. And then it broke, and then I had to get another one, and they were really hard to find. It's kind of like a fly-by-night brand. It's like you can't find this at Babes in Toyland. You can't find it in, any of the nice sex stores. I had to go up to. I got the second one in Times Square, and it was in one of those little shithole porn stores, and it lasted me for another year or two, and then that broke, and I've been
You
without
mentioned
it.
these things breaking.
How did
Well,
they
because
break?
they're not very well made.
And how do you get
I'll
it
show
out?
you. I just the last one, which I found last night, I went back up to Times Square, and the place I got the last one was closed, and then it was gone.
No, but how do you get it out of you?
Explain it to you. I want to tell you this is something. This is something relevant to you personally. This is
really?
yes.
Oh.
I went to every
Don't wave
fucking.
that thing at me.
I went.
Your mother.
I went to
Like
every toy store in Times Square because that's where the tacky stores are, and I didn't have it, and or what's left of the Deuce. It's pathetic. The porn store's up there now, except the one that has all the German piss movies. But I went back downtown dejected because I wanted to talk about this on the show, and I didn't have it. And I went to the little porn area in the Village. Went to Crazy Fantasy, nothing. I went to Tic Tac Toe, nothing. Guess where I found it? Pink Pussycat.
Oh, really?
Yes, Pink Pussycat is still there, and they used to buy your tit clamps back in the day
course
by
they
the
did.
fucking gross.
Yes, they did.
Pink Pussycat
What
paid
goes
for my
around
Star
comes
Wars
around.
toys. It
Yes.
paid for my Millennium Falcon.
Yes, it did.
And so they came through again with my favorite dildo. And the woman in the store offered to test it on me, but I declined.
Well, let me ask you, does
What?
the color affect you in any way?
I do love the color.
Yes,
I'm not
I
gonna
do
lie.
too.
What
Yes,
I like
it goes
what-
with your glasses.
First of all, what I like about it, it doesn't look like a cock, because that's not what I'm going for here. It's a purple, it's my color, it's a erotic color. But what I like about this, which is so rare for these kind of devices, is it's bendable. You know, because I'm using
like
the
an action figure.
and it stays in place. It stays in place. You know, it's just like, this is about how I like to have it.
Yeah.
Because when I'm sitting there masturbating, I stick it up my ass, and I have a dildo rule. It applies to myself and to anybody else that I'll take it in the ass, but nothing larger than the size of my own penis. You know, that sounds fair, right? I'm a little bigger than this, but if I was ever gonna stick anything up my ass, it's a fair trade with the girl because she's getting fucked in the ass by me. The size matches, you know.
So
'cause
it's fair.
I'm not a size queen. I'm not about having my asshole gaped. I really just want to access my prostate as like painlessly and easily as possible, you know. So this device fits up, and if you can
Sucklord will demonstrate.
this is hitting my
We can
prostate.
imagine that's a problem.
This is hitting my prostate, and I can use this action here, and it has a vibrate
What do you
button.
that for?
It has a vibrate button.
Yeah,
Oh,
it doesn't have
nice.
any batteries, but it has a button here, so it's really like using a joystick. So here I am, you know, I got the Tenga egg on my cock here, and I got this thing going up my ass.
He's going all out. It's a party.
Of course.
And what's great
has
about
all
the
these
Tenga
toys.
egg is because the lube is inside, and so you don't get it on your hand, so you can use your keyboard without fucking up your keyboard. And then the Tenga egg is this masturbation sleeve that we talked about in a prior episode.
Okay.
So I got all this thing going, and I can create for myself these incredible, just like extended orgasms. You know, where I'll be sitting there sometimes for 2 hours, just like riding, like I do this edging shit where I'm just like riding it, and I'm never fully ejaculating. Just go. I'm blowing my brains out with this
Really?
intense pornography and just like really going there. And then, but when I do want to come, like you were saying, I figured out how to separate my prostate orgasm with my penile orgasm. So when I find myself approaching orgasm, I'll take my hand off my dick and I'll just use the device and hit the prostate, and I'll start to ejaculate. And what happens is, I think because
He's
it's
a
the prostate,
squirter.
that's when all the watery part comes out. Like all the semen
Oh,
ejaculates first. And then, you know, and there's definitely gratification to there. But then I'm still in a state of arousal, and then this will be done. I'll be like, take it out, throw it on the floor, and then finish with my penis, and then I'll have a second ejaculation where all the thick white curdy shit will come out, and it'll just be this weird like wave. You can fuck it up and time it wrong and blow the whole thing, but if you get it right, you can. No, it's like, you ever heard of this thing like ruined orgasm? It's like a fetish where like they never fully let you
Right.
come, and it's like if you're into edging stuff, which is like prolonging orgasm as long as possible, you can kind of lose it. But if you can ride this, you know, and just be like a wizard about it, you can have like a fucking crazy
Video game.
orgasm.
It's like a video game you play
Why
naked.
don't
But
you-
I would never,
you want, man.
I would never
I only get
ever
one
ask
try.
anybody else to do that for
Why
me. It's
don't
too
you
much
have
work.
A workshop for men and make them pay.
Give me
to
fucking
teach
money.
them. Huh?
I mean, I think I just gave all my secrets away there.
Yes,
That's
but
so
they need to hear
interesting.
it
Is
again.
it?
Why?
I mean, it's interesting that there's two different kinds of ejaculations and different kind of textures and cum.
But there's different types of female orgasms
Yeah,
too. There's like a
sure.
clitoral orgasm, a G-spot orgasm.
But girls rarely have like a G-spot orgasm. because
Yeah, but
men
the
just
thing is,
don't
you
know
start.
how.
I think girls tend to have those more like on second, third, fourth orgasms. Like usually when I'm with a girl, like the first time she comes, it's just all clit. You know, just suck her off, boom, she's done. But like I know most women that are multi-orgasmic, it's like the more they come, the kind of easier it is to come. Like I don't have that big of a dick, but if I've already sucked her off twice, I can make her come a third time just by fucking her. You know, because I think already all the things are going and the G-spot is engorged at that point, and I don't know, maybe I'm just theorizing, but
I don't know. A lot of girls fake it too.
Really?
I mean, have you ever
You
made a
c-
girl female ejaculate? Like,
a few little drops, not a full-on squirt, but like most of the time, like I can tell a girl's coming because her whole like inside starts like
like throbbing.
yeah, like when I eat pussy, usually that's the best way to make a girl come. Like I do all the things with my tongue, and then I have the hand in the G-spot, doing this, and then when she's coming, I can feel that whole inner wall just sort of, undulating. So and she's thrashing about. So I'm assuming it's an orgasm.
Okay.
And usually I create such a open, honest environment that if a woman can't or doesn't come, she won't fake it. She'll just tell me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I believe
so
that.
I don't know.
I can't
Well,
believe
Sucklord,
I'm
everybody.
listening to
I'm
this.
so.
No, the
I'm
problem
so-
is I can't believe I'm listening to this. I can't quite believe I'm here listening to this.
Why? Is this weird?
No, it isn't weird. That's what's so weird about it.
I mean,
You did just put nipple clamps on.
listen, man. I've always been a
He's
highly.
so
Time to
articulate.
revisit the,
That's
the
what I'm
minty.
admiring.
He's a master.
He's
I mean, he's
so
mastered this
articulate.
thing called
He's-
sex.
Get out of here with that.
I wouldn't say that, but I've always grown up. I was always a hypersexualized person as a kid, and even without the stimulation of the environment with the nipple clamps and all that stuff, I was just like completely obsessed with porn and sex my whole life. And as I've gotten older, and I had trouble with girls when I was younger, and I never got laid. I never got any satisfaction. And now as an older person, I'm starting to, excuse me,
that is
find my
right.
way, find my way and get right with myself about, loving myself before someone else can love me, yada, 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 all that crap. And I just feel like advocating, it's like for other people, because I think, honestly, like sex is the salvation of the world. I think like the more sexually gratified people are in general, the less war there'll be.
Yeah.
Do you agree with that, or?
No, I think sex and war go together. I think war is sexy to some men.
Yeah, but come on, until you get your legs blown off, then it's not so sexy.
No, I think that if men didn't like war, we wouldn't have it. So
Yeah,
shut
but
up.
if women were running the world, we'd all get laid a lot
Women-
more.
No,
Totally
women
different things.
are worse than men.
You think so?
Yep.
You think that
I'm not talking about the Hillary Clinton liberal women. I'm talking about real women.
Okay, if you want to go there, we're supposed to be talking about butt fucking, but
Well, you want to
by
butt
extension,
fuck
like
Hillary
I don't know,
Clinton.
maybe it's a utopian fantasy I have that like, where I think that if women were in charge, things would be better. No, why not?
I don't think women are more deadly than men if you let them do what they want to do. I don't. I think
I have
men
seen
are-
women turn on each other a lot, but that's.
I
don't
don't
know.
say they turn on each other.
Okay, well, maybe not rule things, but had an equal hand in things, perhaps things would be better?
No.
You think women are
No, I
supposed
think
to
it's
be
basic-
subservient?
No, I think that it's human nature, and we all have our slices of it. It just comes out in different
Yeah, but human
ways.
nature isn't necessarily all good, is it?
Of course it's not. But anybody who truly understands human nature will rule the world. But nobody does. Some politicians think they can manipulate the mass feelings and how it works and the ebb and flow of consciousness and get people to, in order to manipulate people by understanding where they're coming from and throwing them the proper red meat. And human nature doesn't change. It's a question of
Yeah,
understanding.
but what about
it.
the certain individuals who understand these things and do have some aspirations or ambitions for like a better place where we were not completely subject and acting upon our baser natures, but are acting towards our higher
Then
nature.
they crucify you.
Yeah, so what the fuck, man? That's like all you want to do. Like, if Kanye West admitted that he liked having his ass played with, he'd be crucified, right?
By his group.
By his
Yeah.
group. Yeah, so there you
That's
go.
what I'm talking
This fucking world sucks then, because your guy can't play with his ass without being nailed to a cross. It just sucks. And maybe on that note, we should maybe get the food going, or what do you think? Do we have more? Do we have more
Who's
to
ready to
say
eat?
on this topic? Yeah.
But you've left out enemas.
Okay. Well, listen. While he's cooking, we're gonna talk about enemas now. I don't know. I mean, do you agree with me? I mean, I'm maybe too utopian about thinking like better sex leads
I'm
to
an
better
idealist,
culture.
yeah, and I feel like it's in our biology. You know, we're
But
made
is
to
this
have.
sexier if it's like dangerous and like violent also?
But I mean, yeah, potentially.
That's just like a
enough on
fed-
its own,
It
but
has
like
to be-
if
the story
Okay,
has to be
yeah, but the
built
thing
up
is,
to that.
at least you're getting it, you know? Like, if it's violent, that's cool, but at least you're getting to act all that stuff out. I think, like, most people, like, we go to the kink clubs and all the S&M clubs and these magazines, and there are a fraction of people in the world that are going for it and really just at peace with whatever contradictory, fucked up, seemingly taboo proclivities they have, and they go for them, and they commit to it, and they live it. But those are rare people. Most people have those same fucking thoughts in their head, and they go about trying to have a normal life where they don't act out any of it. And I think that creates all kinds of tension and stress and
Yeah,
psychosis
totally.
and depression and unhappiness. And I think these people live in, or they think they live in, a culture where they're going to be shunned, they're exiled, they're pushed out of the group because of their proclivities.
But in some ways, the satisfaction is doing it as it is forbidden. Like if it was
Yeah, okay.
entirely
It
embraced,
depends
right?
on who,
like,
you know.
So
But
it's,
no,
it's
but
more
though-
about
but then- but then
embracing
you're-
the individual, like like courage to experiment with it on like a taboo level. But like if you make it not taboo anymore, then why?
I think you can make all kinds of things taboo. Sometimes, like
Taboo is sexy.
the act, yeah, like, but the thing is, the acts themselves can all be reasonably acceptable sex acts in certain precincts, but the taboo can be from, like, who you're doing it with. You know, it's like there's certain people you shouldn't be fucking with, but you are, and that's where the danger comes from. Like, you could be having, like, anal sex, big deal, anal sex isn't really taboo anymore, but because you're having anal sex with, say, somebody else that you shouldn't be having sex with for XYZ reasons,
He's
you
thinking
know,
of somebody.
we could, what?
Who are you thinking of?
No, I'm just saying you could be having an affair.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of
Are
sexy.
you saying that taboo sex is the sexiest sex?
She's
I
saying.
think that's what
No, I'm
Jcorp
saying
said.
that-
I don't agree.
No, I do agree because in the other show we were talking about some things are no longer edgy.
Mm-hmm.
And it's pleasant and it's nice, but you do pay the price of losing the edginess. One day you'll run out of taboos, and then you'll have to go back to the 1950s and
make
start
everything
all over
taboo again.
And then make everything.
Well-
I think eroticism is a whole different thing than the actualizing of the eroticism, and I think that for many, it's actually a greater comfort for it to remain a fantasy than it is to actually have to, physically live the experience of it. You understand the activation of the imagination is actually more powerful in some cases.
It's
than-
such a production sometimes to make a fantasy happen. You know, if
Well,
you have
no,
like.
I think any eroticism, the majority of eroticism takes place in your head.
You can't rush
And-
perfection.
I'm not rushing you,
If you're,
buddy.
if you're getting excited, it's usually because of a story that you're repeating in your head or that you're imagining yourself in, and those are kind of like the most,
Well, I
erotic
agree with
experience.
you.
Erotic.
I think the brain is the most erogenous
Yes,
zone.
I believe
If
that
it doesn't
too.
happen here, it's
Yeah.
really not going to happen anywhere.
Yeah, that's for
brain-
sure. And the thing is, I'll admit, like, I think I've damaged myself by in certain ways by just like looking at like the craziest porn. Like, I'm just at the point where just like I can't come unless I'm just like getting my brains blown out by something so outrageous, that like regular sex to me is just like, and it's just like I don't know how to go
Well,
backwards
that's
on
why
that now.
people were into snuffing. Snuff sex.
Like snuff
with-
movies, like killing somebody.
Yeah, some people will need to go.
I mean,
that
is
far.
that really
At
what it's
least
gonna
in
come
their
to?
head. I don't know.
I mean, everyone has their thing. Everyone has a preference. But I agree with you, Morgan, for the most part. Like, if more people were having good, satisfactory sex, we'd all be happier, and I think there would be more peace.
Yeah, I
That is
think
true.
it's just. I think
That's
sex
true.
will never get boring. There's always
yeah,
gonna you're
sex
always
is
gonna
sex.
find
Wait,
ways. It's
wait,
such a
wait.
it's such
Sex
an
just
essential
feels good.
part. Yeah.
Pillage,
you know what the-
war, pillage, loot, rape. They all go together. War is sexy. After you've conquered, you go there and
You
rape
can
the
find
women,
other ways
push
to
you
make
all
to
aroused.
introduce.
I'm sorry, it's connected.
What about like the sex Olympics or shit like that, or like the suck-off races? And you know, you ever like?
Because then you'll get bored with it and there's nothing
No,
else
but like
to
I
do.
would think what would happen is like if everything suddenly became less, there was no taboos anymore, and sex was all out in the air. Then like you'd just have to take it to these other levels of athleticism where you'd have these, you know, like fucking ass fuck Olympics and shit.
No, he doesn't understand. The final frontier is
that the
romance.
It's ro-
Romance.
That goes
return,
back. That
the
goes back
return.
to the mind. And
Romance.
It's all in the
I'm
mind.
a big
No,
fan of
that's true.
romance.
That's true. You know what? That's something funny you mentioned that because I've been talking to this person online. We've just been chatting. Some
Romance.
person I never met, and she's just talking a little dirty to me, just in speculatively. And she told me that she likes when guys pee in her mouth, and she said what she likes about the way she likes to do it. It has to be romantic. She wants somebody to lovingly piss in her mouth.
Huh.
You know, and that.
Well, you could do that.
But that started pushing buttons in my mind because it's true. Like I've seen piss movies where they're just like degrading her and just like it's this big fucking sprites fest. But the idea of like doing something like that
Sharing
where you're
bodily fluids with
caressing
the
and
one you
delicately,
love.
and lovingly, peeing in
Well,
her mouth,
but I
like
didn't
that's
mean
kind
that
of
kind
hot
of
to me in a
romance.
way.
I
Like
meant
doing
real
this really
romance.
filthy thing,
I
but
mean,
doing it in
all
a
of
really
sudden
romantic
my heart
way.
sing.
I don't know. It just that.
What
that
was you, the
swept off your
peer, or were you
feet.
the
I would be
receiver?
no. She's the receiver, and I'm
Oh, you
peeing
would
in
be
her
the
mouth.
giver.
But just the idea that I'm peeing in somebody's mouth and it's this total, intimate, loving, caressing thing. I don't know. That to me seemed exciting because it was such a combination of, like you're
Isn't
saying,
it
romance and filth.
romantic?
You know, it's disgusting.
Merely
But
to be young and
hey, man,
nice.
I think people will never get bored, even if we. Well,
You know, in the future, the
Oh,
romance
you get
novel
bored.
covers are going to be, like a Fabio type dude peeing in a girl's mouth. I think.
maybe.
like gently and
Yeah.
lovingly.
Like the romance novels.
Yeah,
Maybe.
I
I mean,
know.
50 Shades of Grey attempts to do that because it pulpifies some, S&M culture. It makes it into this banal thing. And that's
What about Secretary?
which one
The
is?
movie
Oh yeah,
Secretary.
that's.
How is that compared?
I'm not totally familiar with the movie. You're gonna have to paraphrase it.
We can revisit this, I guess, because this movie is worth watching if we're talking about levels.
Who's the secretary?
It's like an
Oh,
S&M
romantic.
scenario, right?
Yeah, incredibly, and incredibly loving, but also very. I'll look for.
Of course, it
more
has to have the
information.
loving romance thing involved.
Well,
Romance
listen,
is
man. I
great.
think at the end of the day, if sex is really truly violent and involves hateful or behavior, if you're trying to really hurt or bring down or degrade
Oh.
the other person, then it's not sex and there's
No,
something wrong
that's-
with you. It's like
yeah.
you ultimately
That's
like to
probably
engage
why
in
I
a
never
sexual act. You have to be
watched
wanting
it.
to care for and uplift and elevate that person. And no matter what kind of filthy shit you get into, you want that person to go away from it feeling empowered and uplifted and inspired, right? You don't want them walking away wanting to fucking kill themselves, right?
2 mil.
Most of the time.
Most of the time.
Sometimes I do want them to kill them.
I don't know.
I'm kidding. No,
smells
it's
heaven.
romance.
That's your thing. That's not for
romance
me.
is the last frontier.
I agree with that. I
Rod
have had some
Stewart
of the
singing
greatest
the
stories.
great American
Go ahead, tell us
song.
No, I
something.
don't have any stories to tell. I just enjoy moments of imagined romance.
So
I
give us
think
an
those
example of an imagined romance that you recently.
Oh,
had.
I can't. I
Like-
can't.
like, give us a scenario here, like a story, like just kind of like what was the
Like
last?
the perfect partner kind of a thing.
No.
Romantic-
These are more like dumbass things that happen on a daily basis that triggers like a moment where like it gives me like material to spin a story around. You understand? Like it's sort of like a will they or will they not kind of thing. Or even if there is not,
Who are we talking about here?
So yeah,
no,
let's hear-
this happens to me on a daily basis, by the way.
By
Like,
your boyfriend?
No, like
You have
Well,
like
a
little
scenario.
moments of
Little
imagined
moments, like,
fantasies.
as simple as
I've had
something
that
you
too,
notice on
yeah.
the subway,
Yeah,
right? Like
that's-
things like that.
What I was
Yeah.
gonna say, Subway.
Like, what's an example of somebody doing something romantic? Like a stranger,
Okay, so,
holding a door for you, or
no,
giving you
no.
a flower or something
No,
like
why
that?
would that's?
So what the
You
fuck
don't
you
give
mean
flowers
then?
on the street.
No, hell no, that's creepy.
Yeah, exactly. I would say like, for example, I was at work one day and a male coworker bumped into me, but right at the back of my neck, like the small of my back. And that moment for me, I was facing away, but the touch was incredibly jolting. And from that, like, you know, whether whoever that person is, like, that moment just became an incredibly romantic and, like, you know, erotic moment for me because it was an incredibly inappropriate setting to have those feelings. But the moment of arousal came, and so, you know, if you're able to engage your imagination, like, you can satisfy yourself with that moment and with the story of your
What
own.
makes that romantic?
It's no,
Or is it more erotic?
it's the imagination. It's the imagined feeling of somebody else, like, meaning that being an intended, you know, action rather than like an accident.
Oh, so you're saying this person someone
yeah.
hit you,
Imagine
touched you in a
scenario.
sensitive part of your body, and in reality it was a mistake, but your imagination was like, oh, imagine if he
Fully
did it on
knowing that it was a
purpose.
mistake, but you can completely spin a narrative off of that, and it's incredibly erotic in your head.
It's because wanting is better than having sometimes. You know,
Yeah.
you can
what I'm
imagine all
saying.
these things.
Yeah, but you still gotta get it though, right?
No, you don't have to at all.
No, I agree with her. Sometimes you get it and it doesn't live up.
It does
Right,
not.
exactly.
Mostly does
Well,
not live up.
romance is well, you see, you're too young to remember the real good movies, the romantic movies.
I remember the romantic movies. It's one of my favorite movies. Is Casablanca. That's my
Yes,
favorite
romance,
movie.
sad, tragic, but he loved her
Fuck
so
that
much.
shit.
And
Nah,
he
I don't
couldn't-
fuck all that.
No.
I mean, I
Romance.
think there's a place for that, but at the end of the day, those people are not truly fulfilled.
That's not the
Oh, I'm
point.
incredibly fulfilled.
But
I
think
have these
about the
moments and go home
40s.
and fuck
Think
my
about the
boyfriend.
Romance
40s.
is never boring.
A lot of people were
Well, why does it have to
unfulfilled.
be divorced
That's why
from
they
sex?
related.
Why can't sex be romantic, even if
Well,
it's dirty?
Of course.
Well,
That
that's
could be
the greatest
romantic.
when it's
Lauren
erotic.
Bacall saying to Country Road, if you want me, whistle. That was sexier than
Is the
these
food ready?
stupid
I'm about to
Beyonces
try
and
that.
showing yourself. She was the sexiest thing in the world when she said that to Bogart.
how you
If you
doing?
want me, whistle.
Yeah.
And she had her clothes on, and she was gorgeous, and it was the sexiest, most romantic thing. And you look at some of
It
these
was the
women
way she said
up
it.
there gyrating and give me a break.
Twerking? You're not into twerking?
Twerking. I mean, come on. And
I
they
love
think it's
twerking. I think
sexy.
it's great. It
And
is.
they think it's sexy. They
It
don't
is
know what
sexy.
Did you see the movie Brooklyn? That was up for Oscars,
No,
whatever.
With a white lady?
no.
White lady. That's Irish girl, but it takes place in like early 50s.
Oh, that movie.
That's
Yeah,
when
Brooklyn.
you. That's when
Yeah.
you lived in
Yes.
Brooklyn.
So
Oh.
yeah,
No,
it's
a little before me.
your era, and that
Wait, no,
movie
that
is
was
really
in the
good.
40s. I was hardly here. But you're right. It was romantic.
Yeah, there's a lot of like romance, but you could also see where the eroticism might have like taken place, but it wasn't necessarily labeled as eroticism or erotic.
It wasn't
You know,
pelvic
they got a
thrusting.
feeling from somebody's touch or brush or whatever.
Okay,
But
I
there's
get it.
like
You know,
this-
you know what I think is a modern equivalent of that in a way is like sending nudes on your phone, sending naked pictures on the phone.
The intent is too clear.
No, it
Yeah,
depends. It depends how the picture's composed, what the content is. But that sort of same idea that you're just like, you sending like, a sort of a naughty or erotic,
But getting a
message to
nude-
somebody.
But getting a nude is not will they or will they not is she just did. Like there's no.
Doesn't mean she's gonna fuck you.
No, but she already
But
said
there's no imagination. I mean,
send a
that
subtle
is-
nude.
I
You
think
know,
it's
so much.
incredibly titillating to get a nude. I think it's like because it's just fucking. For me, it's
It's
weird
very
because like when I,
adolescent, frankly.
No.
His attitude is adolescent.
No, I don't think so. Because
I
I mean,
think
I
it's
guess
that.
let me put it in this perspective. Like talking about, like romance. It's like I'll look at this porno and I've blown every cylinder in my brain out looking at porno. It's just like it's all completely fried. I've looked at every disgusting, despicable, depraved things two people can do, groups of people could do together to the point where like I can't even get turned on anymore. And then like this girl that I know will send me a picture of her boobs and I'll be like, oh my god, just like a pair of boobs, and I'm like falling to pieces. It's because I know this girl and she sent it to me, and she sent it to me on this sort of public-private thing where it's just like it's supposed to be private, but everybody in the world technically can see this, and
It's like
I could.
teenage romance.
It's very titillating and it's sort of innocent and dumb, but like I guess for me it's exciting because like all the kinks have been blown out. Just something as innocent as just like a little sneak peek, you know, here's a little tease, or here's my leg, or here's, you know, it's just like, I don't know, that's to me almost more exciting than watching like a bound bukkake gangbang.
For you, what's exciting, it seems, is not it's not figuring out whether she wants to or he wants to. For you, it's the moment that she says like I want to that gets you the most excited, right?
Yeah, it's nice when like when it's suddenly you realize it's on, like, oh, she's gonna.
There's a difference between like getting
gonna
the
give
pick
it.
or thinking whether you're gonna get that pick or not.
Well, so when you get it, it is what it is, you know. And like, you
Right,
know.
but I'm saying that the excitement is in waiting and not.
I love
knowing whether
the
you're gonna get it.
self-esteem boost, is what I like.
True.
When like somebody that you want to be with or somebody you think's attractive like just pops up
Validates you.
and
right?
validates you, yeah, it feels incredible. Like, who cares if the sex is good or not or whatever happens? Just the fact that somebody picked me, I'm like.
The validation is not erotic. Eroticism is sort of, by definition, unfulfilled. Is why it's erotic. In the moment of fulfillment, then you get
over.
your
You're
right.
done.
You're over.
What do you mean? Like after you fuck, it's not erotic anymore?
No. Eroticism, for something to be erotic, it has to be unfulfilled.
Yeah, a wanting, a longing, a need.
Is that the definition of
Hunger.
eroticism?
No, it's not.
No.
It's not like some Merriam-Webster definition, but it's sort of like the nature of
I mean,
eroticism.
well, there's
is
all
that
this
it is
like
unfulfilled.
orgasm denial here. It's like all this stuff is great to inspire and titillate, even all that romantic shit, about call me when you want me or whatever. But eventually they fuck, right? They don't just let it hang in the air forever. Eventually they fuck and they come, right?
Maybe
Yes,
they
but-
don't.
Yeah, they do. And then the next day you want to fuck again. So it's like, come on, why is it constant? And you'll get turned on by a different scenario.
I've definitely not fucked a lot
Any
of guys that I
man
flirted
who
with.
would use the word that
Okay.
that I would be
But you
involved
could
with,
have.
that would use the word fuck to me to describe an intimate act or the erotic act. That would use that word like I want nookie or I want
Nookie sucks.
Oh,
Fucking is good.
the word fucks. It's just something. It's a turn off at this point.
It's vulgar.
It's just so thoughtless. What? And it's banal.
To say you want to describe it as fucking?
Just
What do
to
you
use
want? Can I make
the
love
word,
to you?
To use.
Well, okay,
the-
so why don't you list off a few terms you find acceptable then?
I will not. It's private.
But all those terms do definitely have different definitions, like having sex, making love, fucking. Those
Why
are
do you
different.
have to
Depends
even
how you
discuss
say
it?
it.
Yeah.
Why
Well,
do you
and-
discuss
Because
it?
dirty talk is fun. It's hot to talk about what you're doing to somebody.
Not always.
But sometimes it is.
Once in a
it's
while,
hot.
when it's rare and
no,
shocking.
man, dude.
When it's rare and shocking.
No,
and
it's
a
not.
little
Well, it's
soft
you know
I
what?
don't know.
It's essential when you're
Dirty
doing
talking to your
Otherwise, it's
lover.
boring.
When you're
Anything
doing-
you always
no.
do is boring.
when you're doing role play shit. It's essential that you have to talk. When you're doing role play stuff, you have to talk. You have to like. You have
Not
to.
ready yet. He's still.
Are you that hard to please that you have to have all this hard work?
It's fun. It's not hard work.
Butchering
It's
your
fun.
Right.
What if I
There's-
just want to lay there and make love to you and like yeah, it's gonna get fucking boring. I need a little something to spice it up. I do. I have a vivid imagination and I like to mix it up and I like to do wild shit. For me, the fun stuff, I like fucking in the street. I like fucking when other people are watching. That's the kind of stuff that turns me on because it's a little
everybody
taboo.
who's watching is saying Morgan's mother's trying to civilize him and failing.
Oh well, it's too late now. This is your fault.
Yeah, he's
It's
already
my
ruined.
Look at this shit. Look at this stuff over here.
I
Come
mean,
on, you just.
how dare
It's too
I
late.
even,
Dude,
how
I'm-
I dare. Forgive me, son.
I'm happy with my sex life.
Good. Finally. How many days and I had
Thank
to
you,
listen
thank you.
agonizing over the fact that you weren't
All
getting
right.
laid.
Suckmom.
All right, everybody's getting fed.
Oh my.
Oh,
It's gluten-free pasta.
Oh,
Looks
thank you.
delicious.
We got one for Tim over here.
Ooh, there's squid in there.
Gluten-free. I can eat
Yeah, go ahead. You know Flutterman's rule. When two are served, all may eat.
Yeah,
Eat more.
I thought I had
No,
any more.
I'm gonna wait for this. What are we looking at here? Looks like some.
oh, this is so good for the last 20 minutes. It's beautiful, beautiful food.
Thank you.
Thank
Is
you.
it good?
It's delicious.
And I would also like.
Just enough of spice.
I would like to thank all the scallops and octopuses that had to die so we could have this today. They sacrificed well, and your spirit goes to the.
exact.
The
So I
big
love eating octopus and squid because they add a very interesting texture.
Interesting. So these are gluten-free.
Ziti.
Was that why it broke up like that?
Well, I think it broke up because it was frozen and then.
We always take into consideration.
Well, I'm just explaining, just in case for the listeners that they want to fucking critique my shit.
All right.
Fucking best,
I know that. No, but I'm just curious because I know you're cooking on the run here, and it's like always. Good, but I mean, it's weird. You picked a good one because I got the butt plug like right near the plate. Good thing it's clean. I've had a lot of different gluten-free pastas, and some of them have been just fucking god awful. Some of them have been good. Some of them have been terrible. Like the quinoa corn one is good. What kind of gluten-free pasta is this? What did you make exactly? Sit down and tell us what you made.
So it was, I chopped up the octopus and I put some bay scallops and some heavy cream, some butter, some white balsamic vinegar, which is pretty expensive.
You love that white balsamic vinegar.
Actually, I don't get to use it enough, so this time I was like, I gotta use this shit. Some white wine vinegar, some white wine, lime juice, some tomato paste, grated Asiago cheese, pecorino romano grated cheese, some pink Himalayan salt,
Oh.
some fresh thymes, fresh parsley, and actually, pink Himalayan salt I just learned today is the oldest salt ever, right? And it's the best for you because it has all the minerals.
Where the hell did they get that salt from?
And capers. And mad garlic. You can't go. You have to have the garlic.
Delicious.
It's a fresh parsley. And boom. Oh, and you gotta touch it up with a little bit more red pepper flakes.
I think it works out good that the pasta kind of broke up a little bit because it makes it like it mixes with the.
When I first made it, it was super liquidy. I was like, I'm surprised it just came out like that.
And what's up with this? What's up with this bread?
Yeah, some fucking Italian bread toast. I love spicy shit.
There's just like the right amount of the seafood to pasta ratio.
I used a lot of octopus.
Octopus and squid are like.
And I even added a whole bag of scallops just to make sure, I don't cook for this many people. Just fancy,
Hey, fancy as fuck. Hey,
It's pretty fancy.
when we strike it rich, we're gonna get you the full-on modern kitchen.
I'll fucking throw it down, man.
With the vibrating butt
presentation
plug.
will be beyond this, man. It'll be straight up you eating art. I'll kill it. You ever see the movie Burnt? About a chef?
Which one?
Burnt?
Burnt?
Yeah, I only watched half of it, but
Why? No.
because I have idiot friends, and they're mad drunk. They show up 4 in the morning, and let's restart the whole shit. I'm like, I gotta get up in the morning, get the fuck out of here. So,
What's the movie about?
about a chef. Did you know, like in those fancy restaurants, that they actually measure the fucking forks and the knives on the table? Like they put a ruler there and make sure everything's so precise.
Why do they do that?
I don't know. It's $400 a plate at that type of place, Like, that's amazing.
I don't know about all that.
Okay.
What, the experience?
I ain't eating too many of those like fancy.
That's why I wanted to learn how to cook, because I ain't paying $400 a plate, man. I'm gonna cook to where I know where I'm eating maybe just as good as them, if not better. I don't know about better. I never had that shit, but I'm pretty sure what I'm eating right now is fucking awesome. So,
What's the most ostentatious and outrageous, stupid thing you've ever eaten?
a fish eyeball.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I love those.
Fish eyeball.
That's
Tasted
kind
like
They're
tasted
very
like chalk.
So we can't talk.
All the
We
Asian
eat
people are
everything.
like, "What are you talking about?"
I love fish
It tasted
eyeballs.
like chalk. It wasn't really.
That's the fun part. Did you eat the center too?
Yeah, the whole shit.
Yeah, the center was really nice. It was like nice and
The whole
chewy on the
face
outside.
is the best.
No, the cheek, the
I
cheek,
like
the cheek meat is like.
I heard the cheek, because I watch all that.
Finish.
What is it?
You don't want anymore?
Stop.
Okay.
With Andrew Zimmer? Whatever.
Andrew Zimmerman, yeah. I think the head of any animal really is the best part.
Yeah, the head cheese
brain,
of
the
a pig is
eyeballs.
the best
Yeah.
part.
I don't agree with that.
Head cheese.
I had a sheep's brain once, with just in Turkey, and little cabbage leaf with this tiny little gray mind sitting on there. It just looked like a real brain. Eating it don't taste like nothing. It tastes like
You ever had
flavorless
heart
butter.
before?
You gotta cook it.
It was
I had,
prepared in like some fancy ass Turkish fucking gourmet restaurant. It had no taste, consistency at all. It was just boring. Whereas you just go get a nice fucking steak at like Smith and Walensky, boom, that's the best part of the fucking animal. The ass muscle.
What about Red Lobster? You like Red Lobster?
I like lobster. I don't like Red Lobster. I do like the Cantonese
I'm just
lobsters.
referencing the Beyonce lyric.
Oh, I wouldn't. I loved Red Lobster when I was a kid, but.
But in other countries, they eat all the parts not because it's like any better. It's because they don't want to waste anything because they're.
Yeah, I'm down with that.
You know.
I'm down. I love a good kidney pie.
Kidney
Beef and liver pie. Fuck that shit. Yeah, it's great.
at the Salt and Battery.
Yeah, or like Myers and Keswick, that British
Right.
pie place. They sell all those like little Joey lunch pail or
They're good.
yeah, they're really good.
How big are they?
You know, they're small.
Like real British pies?
Yeah, but they're kidney pies and
Yeah.
all that shit like that. And the fried intestines at the Filipino spot.
Nice.
And
Ooh, the blood pork.
Look, the dinuguan it's called.
yeah.
Blood pork.
It's
It's a
basically-
Filipino dish.
Yeah, it's kind of like pork, but it's stewed
Tripe.
in blood. And it's
Tripe.
like pig's
Tripe.
blood.
Have you had pig's blood jelly? It is so amazing.
Really?
I've never had that.
It's like
You
a
put that on
Cantonese dim
bread or
sum. No, it's just like a dim sum. It's on.
Is
a
that
little
just
dish.
those? That's the duck blood. Is the dark like they look like
It's
these
just
little?
like little cube jellies
Oh.
of just blood. It's like
It usually comes in hot pot.
yeah, usually in hot pot.
What's hot pot?
Hot pot, basically a big pot and boiling. You know, you can get different kind of soup bases and you throw a bunch of shit in, from like vegetables to meat.
It's a family style thing. Like you all sit around a pot, and you sort of get all the raw ingredients, and you have individual spoons, and you stick them into the pot and cook it yourself, and share the same pot of boiling
right,
water.
the white
You've never
rice.
been. There you go. And I didn't even have to read that off
I didn't
Wikipedia.
even need to. I knew that off the top of my head.
There's that new place, a relatively new Szechuan spot on Pell where they do the hot pot and they have the fish noodles. Have you ever seen that?
Fish noodles?
It's like they have fish paste and they put it in one of those bags that they squeeze the frosting out for like
Oh, they
cake
make
topping.
noodles out of fish.
Yeah, so they squeeze that into the soup and it cooks and it makes these like cable like noodles of like fish cake and it's
Wow.
really
fish-
fucking
oh.
weird. That's
Oh.
good.
That sounds
I
delicious.
like
And
try
there's
that.
this place over here. There's a hand pulled noodle spot where they got the house special where it's just
Oh,
like
yeah.
this spicy ass soup with fucking tripe and tendon,
Tripe
I like
and
tripe and
beef
tendon.
tendon.
Tendon is great.
Yeah,
I like pho.
it's
That's my
good,
shit.
but it's super
That is my
spicy.
shit.
It's super spicy.
I wish I could learn how to make that, man. I'll be bringing that shit in every
You
week.
can learn to make that.
That's easy to learn.
Pho's pretty easy.
But this is the best.
You should learn how to do pho with
You wanna
an
learn how to do-
Italian twist.
Vietnamese meatballs.
Just pho with
I
pasta.
love doing that. Shit mix. I like
Just
making.
pho with elbow.
I love making like Chinese style dishes, but with Italian pasta. Like we were making at the house the noodles with peanut sauce. You know, just like sesame oil, peanut butter, sesame seeds, some chili pepper, but using like thick Italian bucatini pasta
Oh, nice.
instead of the Asian noodles, and it's just like
Changes
something
the
about the
whole-
egg
yeah.
pasta. Yeah, gives it a little more tooth to it, and it's just like a nice. It's a nice mix.
That's like a different view. Like
Yeah,
the
it is.
Chinese and the Italian.
Yeah, why not? Hey.
Hey, hey.
Let's go. It's always worked out in the past, so why not keep it
You
going?
like your Asian girls.
Maybe.
But specifically Chinese though. Sorry.
Specifically
usually Chinese.
Yeah. I've always had this sort of genetic predisposition to specifically Chinese people. You know,
That's the location we're in now.
Joe Chinatown.
maybe. Keep going. I gotta shovel my mom in a cab. Thanks for listening, everybody. The Super Suck Hour. Put your hands in the air. The Suckmom, Sarah Wang, Lamour Supreme, Jcorp, Nasty Neil. Produced by Roman Studio. My name's the Super Sucklord. You can find us everywhere on social media, and you can also suck your own dick. Go stick it up your ass. Fuck you. Good night, everybody. All right, let's shovel my mom into the cab.